My name's Curt Cattau. I'm an elder here at St. Paul's. I've been on the elder group for 15 plus years. Currently, I'm the head of the elder group and excited about sharing some information about the campaign. My wife and I became members here in '91. We moved from the Midwest. I took a position at Concordia University, and Ruth ended up teaching here at St. Paul's for quite a few years, recently retired. Both of our sons went through St. Paul's, graduated 8th grade here, and confirmation, the whole thing. I grew up on the farm in Nebraska, a small Lutheran church that had a school connected to it. That's where I went to school. Out in the country, and innocently one time when my dad was, I guess, doing taxes or whatever, and things were laid out on the basement table, and I was down there and just took a look at something, and here it was, the bulletin from the church meeting. In January they'd have a congregational meeting, and this bulletin would come out with all the families in the church listed there and their contributions for the previous year. And when I saw that, and I saw what our family, my mom and dad, had given to the church as a kid, that impressed upon me as it was a significant amount, I thought. And it already at that age, it impressed upon me there's a responsibility to be in a church member, and that just stuck with me. Dad said, we're going to church to help. They need some help taking care of the cemetery, and we're going to mow lawns. So we took our lawnmowers and tools and stuff, and we went down there, and we worked on a Saturday afternoon, which was kind of interesting because farm work always had to be done every day. So we gave up doing farm work, and myself and another brother and my dad were down there working all afternoon, taking care of the cemetery and so forth. And when the head trustee or whatever said, I'd like to pay you for that, for what you did, and my dad said, well, you can't do that. We won't take that. We need to help make sure this is taken care of. And here I'm a kid thinking, shoot, I'd take some money. But I understood where my dad was coming from, because it was just a part of what we did as a member of that congregation. But my wife and I were sitting at church before the service one time, and we usually sit in one area of the church like a lot of people do when they come to church. And I was sitting next to an outside aisle, not the middle aisle, outside aisle, and I'm looking around and I'm looking at the baseboards and the paint. It was right kind of in a corner, and I noticed just the paint and the water stains on the wall. And then I looked up at the ceiling and I noticed the woodwork, how it was cracked, and then I looked at the floor and the tile, how it was all pitted, and it just dawned on me in terms of, I don't think I would let my house look this way. And I wondered how many people felt, if they looked around, would feel the same way, that how can we let our house, the house of the Lord, look like this? I come to find out that there were people probably meeting already at that time talking about the future ministry here at St. Paul's and what we need to do to improve the condition of the church. Then invited to this meeting where we sit down and I hear what's all been done. And I'm thinking, that's exactly what I was thinking about as I was sitting there in church several months before. And I'm thinking, this church has been here 100 years, and now we're talking about the ministries we want to continue for possibly, hopefully, the next 100 years. And this is something we need to do to make that possible. I see that, I'm excited about that, and that's what I'm praying for, that this goes beyond just the campaign, that this influences future ministries, expands the ministries that we are ready to do here. My hope and prayer for members here at St. Paul's is that you catch the vision of building for the future and the ministries that will happen because of this campaign. And I hope that you're willing to make a commitment to building for the future.